a wind gust of about 52 miles an hour on our Tempest weather station, which is back in the hotel, okay, which, it's a lot stronger out here. I can tell you that right now. We're taking it right off of Lake Valord and through here, and now we're sustained, 30 plus miles per hour. But that was enough to kind of push the initial popper outage situation up to about 4,000 customers in St. Mary Parish. All right, so here's what's going on, and we're going to take, Charles must have moved, shoot. All right, but the pumps that you guys were showing earlier, okay, the water is coming out of Morgan City into this lake. All right, and this lake is basically just a holding lake for that, but it's a big lake, and you can see with the wind whipping across it how you get, obviously these breakers coming up right against the shoreline and through here. So it's coming in. I mean, you got a 50-mile wide eye. The northern part of that eye wall, or whatever's left of it, because the storm essentially is weakening at this point, is what's going to come through here as we go through the next few hours. And obviously with that, we're talking about the wind gusts that certainly could get up there around 75 plus miles per hour. We've seen a lot of the offshore oil rigs gusting over 90 already. And they did not evacuate those rigs. They kept those guys out there. And it's going to be kind of interesting because some of them park their vehicles in Venice, and usually they get evacuated, they get in the vehicle and then leave. That's not the case. So if we get a big storm surge in Venice, that's going to be interesting, certainly with those vehicles. But I digress a little bit. Other than that, guys, it's interesting because this isn't just a steady rain. It's heavy at times. We get these pushes of gusty wind. I can even look up, certainly, at some brightness from time to time. But this is quite a sight. I mean, this kind of reminds me of when I was in Milwaukee in the winter, and we had the wind coming across Lake Michigan and just slamming this muddy water, up against the lakeshore and through here. It's a very similar scene to me, but obviously we're not in Wisconsin. We're in Louisiana here and down on the bayou. So, again, water has come up, as you've seen in Showman already. The water has absolutely come up there. That will continue to be the case. It's going to come up quick. We still are talking about a storm surge at 5 feet. We won't be at high tide. That may help us out, obviously, a little bit, because remember, those tide forecasts represent a worst-case scenario, taking that into account. But, guys, it's going to be interesting, certainly, when we get into the northern part of that circulation center and that eye wall, because it's going to be blowing at big time out through here, and we'll see how it goes. Other than that, again, occasional heavy rain, wind-driven rain, winds gusting here, 35, 40 miles per hour at times, and it's going to get a lot worse when we get in that center of circulation. Think about that. The eye with this thing, about 50 miles wide. Thank goodness it is not intensifying up on landfall. Either way, guys, Cajun country's in for a rough night. We'll be right back.